Hello everyone, welcome to this video where I am going to explore your subconscious mind so that you can discover what it means to dream of changing your hair color. That in practice comes to speak about your latent desire to alter your nature. That at first glance, it might suggest that you want to stand out much more than you already do. That's what someone who doesn't know psychoanalysis would tell you. But you must be very careful because in reality, this dream is revealing that quite the opposite. What you must want is precisely to go unnoticed. But before going into the analysis, in case you don't know me, let me introduce myself. My name is Robert. I am a psychoanalyst with more than 30 years of experience. And in case you want to have psychoanalysis session with me, or in case you want the psychoanalysis of one of your dreams, you send me an email to the one that I am going to leave you here below in the description of this video, so I can tell you how you can join my consultation. Now, back to what it means to dream of changing the color of your hair. This is a very important dream because from the outset, it is revealing that you are going through a phase of your life where you feel that people around you have started to focus a lot of attention on what happens to you. It is like you cannot have access to a private life because even when you don't want it, people talk about you as if your life and the decisions you make belong to them. Most likely, in days leading up to this dream, you experienced a situation in which some of the people with whom you are related made some comments regarding some decisions you made, or even feel that rumors have arisen regarding choices that in the future you could take. I don't know. If you like a boy or a girl, everyone seems to want to know what you are going to do with him or her. Or even at work, it is as if every aspect of your life has begun to be scrutinized with tweezers. Deep down, you have unwittingly become the center of attentions. And that is why this dream is a symptom that reveals to me that all your anguish processes, which lead to sadness or frustration, arise from the fact that you are under a lot of pressure, of always having to be making life decisions with which everyone agrees. And that is the reason why I told you at the beginning of this psychoanalysis that all your desires for the present go hand in hand with wanting to go unnoticed, because you feel that your actions attract too much attention. But this is precisely where the importance of doing this type of analysis arises, because all this leads me to ask you, well, why does it make it so difficult for you to stand out above other people? And secondly, why their opinions have so much relevance to you? If you notice, this completely changes the axis of all your distressing processes. Because in practice, I am going to tell you that your problem is not that people talk about you or stand out, because you are a person who was born to be above the rest. People are always going to notice what you do. The problem you have is that the scrutiny process to which your life is subjected affects you too much and generates the consequent process of anguish. This is explained from the dream point of view because if you notice, when you change your hair color, you take what nature has given you and transform it into what you perceive that will allow you to feel much better because it is you who is choosing a part of your life. In other words, what kind of nature you want to have. And that is why people who dream that their hair color changes see themselves wearing a color that they generally would not expect to wear in the real world. Because it is precisely what will make all people necessarily notice them. which is exactly what is happening at this moment in your life. You go down the street and everyone is talking about you, as if you have suddenly acquired a quality for which everyone has to admire and question you. In other words, in practice, you simply cannot escape the fact that others are paying attention to you, even if you don't want to. And that is why this dream is so paradoxical, because it forces you to stand out precisely so that you find mechanisms in the dreamlike process that allow you to turn off your brightness, because that is what you are looking for at this moment, because by shining so much, you feel exactly you don't have any personal privacy. Deep down, what you really want is to be alone, because it is what you have never had in your life. The problem is that that desire of yours has come into conflict with your state of conscious self that resists you looking for those spaces of personal solitude. That is the psychic energy that we need to release, redirect, and interconnect in your conscious self so that you stop feeling anguish, sadness, and frustration. Now, all of this did not start in the present. As I always say, this is a process that arose in your childhood and that was fierce in a state of repression for many years and that now has begun to manifest itself as a latent process because you have reached the phase of your life in which your mind needs that part of the psyche that you repressed for many years. All of this suggests to me that you grew up in an environment where you always stood out, where everyone paid a lot of attention to you for some talent that you have possessed. In some aspect of the lives of your family members, you became their hope. You were kind of a star girl or a star boy. As I said, it does not have to be in everything, but there was something for which you stand out that led to everyone always being aware of what you did or what you stopped doing. And because of that, you had to learn to deal with those situations, to accept the interference of others in your life because they used to tell you that they were doing it for your good. In general, this situation is more likely to happen to those children whose parents try to stand out through their children's talents. That is why I am going to tell you that this situation is so complicated for you because somehow all of this stems from the desire not to disappoint your parents or family members who has been important to you. And that is why in the present, all of this sense of guilt arises in you for wanting to have your own spaces. Because all this contradicts precisely the happiness of the people who are important to you. That is, throughout your first years of life, you entered a life mechanic in which you did not want to attract so much attention because it was something very exhausting for you. And in reality, that would exhaust anyone. But your parents, in some way, they coerced you to shine in the presence of others because that was the way they did it too. But the problem is that as you started to grow, you got used to it. You will observe this is in your work or at university or even in your interpersonal relationships. Deep down, you couldn't stop shining because you felt compelled to do so under any circumstances. And that was what paradoxically generated precisely everything that brings you anguish in the present. That by that same sense of brightness, you got precisely what you did not want, attracting too much attention, with the consequence that this was what caused people to always feel the desire to talk about you. Because even if you did not realize it, you had been who unconsciously generated that interference in your life by others. And that is precisely what you want to put today. You want to recover your life, your spaces, deep down, that no one notices, your shine. Or at least find a balance for all the attention that your great talent awakens in people. As you can see, this is a much more complex dream than it might seem. So you have to pay close attention in case you see yourself in a dream changing your hair color. For the same reason, you already know that if you want me to psychoanalyze some of your dreams or have therapy sessions with me, you send me an email to the one that I leave you below so that I can tell you the way in which you can integrate to my consultation. And please, do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video if it helped you in any way, and share it so that others can access to this kind of knowledge. Have a wonderful day, and with it, the most beautiful dreams. Bye!